Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having the majority of the planets on the right side of the chart, and those are houses 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And it's also referred to as the Western Hemisphere in the natal horoscope. Now, people that have the majority of their planets on that side of the chart, on the right side, are often inclined to be more dependent upon others. They're generally not as assertive as the people that have the majority of the planets on the left side of the chart. A lot of times their actions may be inspired by others, and they might need that little spark maybe from another person to get that get up and go. And I think in a lot of instances, people that have this majority of the planets on the right side of the chart, they can actually do things on their own if they wanted to, but they just feel they need to have those other people there. They need more to have that collaborative effort. They may like to work more in, like, I guess you could say, kind of like group settings. Even in a business, they might be more about like a partnership type oriented thing, as opposed to something where they work by themselves as far as a business might go. I knew somebody had figured out prominently in my life some time ago, and I believe she had the majority of her planets on the right side of her chart, and it seemed like whenever she was involved in some predicament or had some problem, she would be calling her mother up virtually every time. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to intervene and get involved. I understand it's not my thing, but I was thinking she didn't even need to do that in many of these instances, and it almost became like an impulse reaction. And whenever something would go awry, she would just go right to the phone and call her. And I mean, I understand she didn't have a husband or significant other, but she had to keep calling this person, her mother, over and over and it was just something that I couldn't quite understand. Now, I'm not saying everybody that has the majority of their planets on the right side of their chart are that extreme, but they do seem to need that other person or other people more than as opposed to the people that have the majority of their planets on the left side of the chart, generally speaking. Now, this could be somebody that may not always be the best initiator. A lot of times what it is, these people often might be concerned about how their actions might impact another person, and they may be a little bit more prudent in terms of maybe embarking on something or some project without as far as that goes, because they're strongly concerned a lot how it might impact someone else. Now, I mean, for example, if someone was thinking about taking maybe a trip somewhere, and they were gonna and they wanted to learn about another culture or something, this person might be a little bit more reluctant to do so, because they might be thinking, for example, well, if I do that, I might leave this person behind, and this person might need me for something. So their actions a lot of times are more predicated around maybe other person's needs, and they might be very concerned about how their actions might impact another, so which I think could make the problems in terms of them initiating certain things. So really, they're somebody that has the majority of the planets on their right side of the chart, maybe people that strongly believe in the destiny and being like in the right place at the right time kind of thing, and they feel that maybe they also believe that they need to maybe the contacts they make can figure prominently in where they go in life, and maybe about who they know. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure a lot of people that have the majority or preponderance of planets on the right side of the chart can initiate things and are capable of achievements by themselves, but it seems like they just, I think people that have the majority of planets on this side of the chart feel more comfortable in doing things as far as with other people, and they seem to be more strong believers in being in that right place at the right time, and about things that are very strongly preordained, just like destiny. And it's really, I think that's what a lot of this is about. And as opposed to the people that have the majority on the left, they're going to be inclined to be less self-reliant, and they just they need a lot of times that spark from other people to get themselves going. And these people can work very well as far as working as a team in like a project at work, because they do generally are going to like to do projects with other people. But they can be that that prototypical team player for that reason. So really, that is a good side of somebody that has the majority of their planets on the right side of their horoscope. And they could be very responsive to what somebody else wants, and somebody that needs their help or their assistance, they're more inclined to maybe go help that person out or fulfill others' needs, as opposed to perhaps their own, or initiating projects themselves, or things that they want to do that are going to help themselves. They might be more about the other person or other people to some degree, and at times that might take precedence over themselves, which is not always good. But anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having the majority of the planets on the right side of a natal horoscope. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about how quadrants in a natal chart, and I'll be talking about having the majority of planets in the first quadrant of a natal chart. Now, two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.